What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and fellow hobbyists, and welcome to this episode of Airbrushing for Beginners. Now, in this episode, I want to show you a quicker method of paint changing. Yes, I've done an episode on how I do a quick paint change, link up above somewhere, in one of the corners, but many of you have said to me, that seems to be an awful a lot of fuss just to quickly change a paint. And yeah, true, I suppose I'm a bit finicky, so here's a quicker method if you just want to get stuff painted, you've got a model in your hand, you just wanted to do a load of different colours on it, whatever, you know, and you just want to quickly get that done, and then use the other video I've got for the quick paint changes as more of an intermediate sort of paint changing before the end of the day kind of thing. So here's what I do. Okay guys, so I'm going to start off with a blank piece of paper. This is what we're going to be using instead of a model. It doesn't matter whether you're painting a canvas, models, cars, whatever, it really doesn't matter. But we're going to run through some things that we are going to need in order to ascertain a good quick paint change regime. Okay, so first thing you're going to need is gloves. The airbrush itself, of course, goes without saying. A pot to spray the debris into. A toothbrush, of course. Windex or Windowline. I use both. Or you can use a branded airbrush cleaner. Don't forget some distilled water and, of course, paper towel. But let's get to it once we connect our airbrush up. And here we go, starting with basically a scarlet red, and I'll show you putting the paint into the cup of the airbrush, like so. So it doesn't matter what we're painting, and I'm just going to spray onto this piece of paper here. I'm spraying at around 28 psi for this purpose of this exercise. It really doesn't matter. So spraying away, blah blah blah. You get to either run out and you think, okay, I need a bit more paint, or I need to change colour now. I want to use this drab green next, but first we're going to clean it up. And the way we're going to do that, I'm going to spray some Windowline for us British people. We don't get Windex here very easily, so I'm just spraying some Windowline in. As you can see, I slopped it over the edge a bit, not a problem. Just wipe that off there. Alright. Now I'm turning up rather, the PSI, because when you clean the paints through, you want a high pressure going through. So that's just to show you, I'm turning up the PSI. I turn it 10 clicks to the right on my compressor, which gives me about 60 PSI, you know, big wide clicks. Now I'm going to spray that into my paint pot disposal unit thing. It's got a nice handy filter on. You can pick these up from eBay, cheap enough. Alright. Spray that all out. I'm just going to put some distilled water in. I suppose you can use tap water. I always use distilled water. It doesn't really matter. I'll do a bit of a backflow there, just to get it up from the tip to the end, to the cup. Spray it out. Wipe it out. And then you'll see how clean it is. Just wipe off the end with the toothbrush. That's why it's always handy to have a toothbrush on hand. There you go, nice clean cup. I'm ready for my next colour now. So let's put some of this olive drab in. I'm using a few colours just so you can see how easy it is, and I'm doing it in real time as well. Obviously I'm voiceovering to cut out the sound of the compressor. That just indicates I've turned the compression, or the PSI rather, back down to 28 psi. So I'm putting a few drops of the green in there. Now I'm going to spray my green colour, blah 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 blah. Okay, yep, to make sure it comes out fine. Yep, always a good idea to do that before you start. There you go. Right, I think I'll change my paint again. Just use my toothbrush, make sure it's off the end of the tip of the needle. This time I'm going to use Windex just to show you it's not any different. I find Windowline just as good as Windex here. Windex is absolutely brilliant, don't get me wrong. It's like, when I discovered it, it was the best airbrush cleaner ever. So spray that out. turning my PSI back up. That's what that hand gesture means, and that's what me pulling the compressor over just to remind myself and the viewer that's what I've done. Obviously I wouldn't be doing that each time, I'll just be reaching down, turning the knob 10 clicks to the right. Right, spraying that out now because I want another colour in my airbrush now. See how easily that goes. Just clean it out. Bit of distilled water. No, that's, you know, cheap as chips, so you can spray that out as well. Okay, like so. Just give it a bit of a wipe, and we'll be ready for our next colour, which is awesome. As you can see, another bit of a wipe off with the toothbrush. We're going to go for our next colour. Once I get the PSI back to where I want it, of course. Right, black is next. I'm using Vallejo paints just because they were what I had on hand at the time. Okay. Some black going into my airbrush. Now I'm using a Badger Patriot 105 for the purpose of this this exercise in this video. Got quite a bit of black in there. Normally I'd have a cap on top of the cup, which also helps with the airflow, by the way, but that's another story. Right, so we're spraying our black. Blah blah blah. It could be primer, it could be anything, you know, doesn't matter. Right, windowing again, back to windowing. I'm just gonna try and show you as best I can the cleaning process. Just spraying that through there. Windowing really does cut through all the paint there. And obviously I wouldn't be doing this anywhere near my model that I just done. I'd turn around or something, you know, just there, just showing the compressor again, just because I'm putting the PSI back up. I like to spray it around 60 when I'm cleaning the airbrush out, because it really pumps it through hard and gets any tiny little bits of paint flecks out. It just powers through the airbrush. A load of distilled water there that you can see. I'm trying to show you. I'll just then depress the trigger back and down it goes. There's a little bit of residue there left from the windowing. But you just wipe it up and you're good to go again. And hopefully you will see how easy it is in this video. Again, brushing the tip off and you're good to go. You can do that as many times as you want. You know, I find that you can do it that way for most of the day, and then I'll revert to my other method. See, the water's coming through nice and easy there. That's just to show you. Okay. The air is flowing wonderfully. So, yeah, so you can do that. That is a quick paint change. And I hope you got something out of this video. So we've managed to change our paint a couple of times in this video. And I'm just showing you how easy it is. It's a piece of cake, guys. It really is. You know, you ain't got to worry about it. Obviously, the gloves are kind of a necessity, especially where I'm concerned. Thanks very much for watching this video, though, guys. There will be another airbrushing for beginners video, but it'll be on my Patreon site. It'll be how to get started, what to do before you actually begin painting anything with an airbrush. Okay, so that's going to be on my Patreon. So thanks ever so much for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you on the next video. So bye for now, guys. Bye bye.